Hello again and welcome back to the Chassis Variant series of my Self-Critical Rocket, and here we are beginning with the Novas. This one is specifically the E version or Echo version of the Nova. It is a very streamlined weapon-wise for the Nova. It is along similar lines to the Delta, which is what I built this on, with a single ATM-12 backed up by a trio of ER medium lasers. Deceptively small weapons payload for a potentially high damage output. Utilising obviously the ATM missile system, which for the clans at the time was kind of a godsend weapon system really, where you had your SRMs, your streaks and your LRMs. Obviously the ATMs are basically all three in one, and on tabletop and in the lore of course in MechWarrior line ATMs work quite a bit different. The fact that there's no ammo switching, so you only had to worry about taking the tonnage for one, whereas tabletop and the such you have so many LRM rounds, so many SRM rounds, so many, that kind of thing. So ATM systems don't work quite the same way as they do here, but this actually gives the Nova quite a significant punch. The ER mediums don't overheat it too quickly. The rate of fire for the ATM is so low that I think it's pretty much impossible to overheat this mech. I mean, I think even if you skilled the thing out, and that was a couch, not me farting, if you heard that. If you were to quirk everything, skill everything with the reducing the recharge rate, I still don't think you could overheat this mech, and it's good. It's a nice fire support platform. I enjoyed this surprisingly more than I did the H variant, which you'll see in the other video, which is definitely more sort of burst damage compared to this, which is a bit more kind of fire support, as I said, more running with the big boys and getting into that sweet spot for ATMs where each missile's doing like 3 damage each. Yeah, you very quickly burn down mechs with that, and obviously we're on the classic. We're on good old Forest Colony, the original and one of the best. Really glad that PGI brought these maps back into the game. It's fun running around on them. It's fun seeing a lot of people who have never been on these before still trying to get to grips with them. A lot of people haven't realised that hiding in the cave tunnel is always the way to go about it. You always want to go for a tunnel rush. Both maps that they brought back have the classic tunnel rush, and it was part of what made MWO fun years ago. Just having stupid matches like that, but what can you do? So, I really enjoyed this mech on this map. I love these ones because they're just a bit more knife fight. They just feel like everything's in range quickly, and that means that chaos erupts very soon. There's not this kind of plodding around trying to, is he over there or not? No, you just you get stuck in. Like, there they are, shoot the bastards, kind of thing. So yeah, it was always bit more refreshing to go back to these kind of maps. But what can I say about this Nova outside of that? It's I don't think any particular clan utilised it, to be honest. I don't think it was a specific version. I may be wrong in that, so finding information on certain variants is kind of hard past certain technical readouts that'll say, oh yeah, they had these variants. It was like, obviously the build information from this came from technical readout 3050 upgrade, which obviously has new write-ups and stuff for the mechs, but as far as I'm aware, this one isn't specific to any one clan. As the Nova really wasn't specific to any one clan, it was one of those ones that was very quickly snapped up by all of the invading clans to use as part of their townmans, because it's a really effective 50-tonner. Obviously the Prime version is terrifying enough, but you can get some pretty nasty versions of this mech out there. Obviously in the Inner Sphere it was known as the Black Hawk, and I think it was an inspiration for a Inner Sphere. I think the Inner Sphere attempted to make one that was called the Black Hawk KU or Ku, which was a bit like the Rakshasha, was an attempt at making something that was a clear knockoff of a clan design. So it looks a little bit odd, and obviously a bit more low-tech compared to what we have with the clan offerings. So I always hoped that PGI would add something like the Rakshasha in there. I still think PGI will probably add Inner Sphere Omnis at some point. The discussion came up in the past about If the Omni XL, if the Omni XL engines worked like Innosphere ones, they wouldn't be worth taking, which is a very valid point. But I could see PGI bending the rules a bit and basically just going with the idea that the Innosphere Omni XLs work like clan ones, just because they want to sell mech packs. And let's face it, PGI have changed loads of stuff to do with the rules of tabletop at this point, and even the established background of certain BattleTech elements. I wouldn't put it past them to do it now, and I don't really think it to be a big deal. If it could get some of those mechs in there, I'd love to see things like the Sunder. That'd be great. Some of the Innosphere Omni mechs. I'm not really sure what you could add for the clans at this point. Proto mechs, if you wanted to run around in something that looked like a bull on 4 legs. You know, that's the problem. Is the clans kind of get as tech goes along, I think the clans get slightly more marginalised, and they start making these specialist units, and they wouldn't work in a game like MechWarrior Online, unfortunately. And yeah, so no toads either, so no battle armors. Yeah, I think the clans are. Actually the clans' days are numbered. To be honest, they're running out of stuff to do for them. So outside of 2Cs and the occasional like, oh my god, you know, like I didn't think they'd ever do that kind of thing. But yeah, that's it. So I'd recommend this one, by the way. I did really good damage with this mech. I don't know why. Maybe everyone was just in a sweet spot for me or something. No idea, but it worked. It bally well worked, dear sir. So yeah, I enjoyed this model. As you'll see on the other one, I enjoyed both. I quite enjoyed these Novas, but there was only 2 that I can make. One of them had Hyper Assault Gauss, maybe in the future, who knows, where I might return. But to the chassis series for those, but who knows. So we're going to overrun a bit. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you all have a good week. I'll see you for the Marauder 2 video, which will be tomorrow, at the time of recording this. So yeah, bye!